Hello everyone and welcome back to another Hookster Talks. And you may be thinking to yourself, where is he then? Where is he? Well, I'm afraid he's not here anymore. No, he's gone away on a journey of exploration out there in the wilderness. And he won't be coming back. Just kidding, here he is, it's Mr. TV Bear, yes! Oh, everyone got so upset then, TV, they almost upset themselves, yes! Everyone's favourite bear is back, yes, the star of the show, still wearing his, it's rather dog-eared now, but he's still wearing his WTF1 supporters sticker, aren't you, TV, yes? He loves WTF1 and Lewis Hamilton. Oh God, there's no help for the poor lad, is there? No help for the poor lad. Anyway, there's Mr. TB. Hello everyone and welcome to the show. I wasn't going to come on tonight because there's absolutely zero Formula 1 stuff to talk about. But I did find one interesting story which I may be able to fill into about half an hour. So here we go. Let's go to the chat first, see if anyone's about. Let's have a look at the chat and see if anyone's in the chat. As I wait for 14 hours for my tablet to fire up. Let's have a look. Oh, there I am. Look, Hookster Talks. What am I talking about this week? Why the pit stop boys, or what is wrong with the whole DTS F1 cult? I don't know, but that looks a little bit serious. Yes, I've been trying to be a little bit more serious this past week, and I don't know whether it's working or not. Hello, Matthew. Welcome to the stream. He says, make sure your calls are working. I have just tested before I come on air, and yes, they are working. So I don't know what's going on there, and I haven't restarted my computer. That's very weird. Very weird. Hi Scott, welcome to the stream. He says, what's your favourite Subway sandwich? Do you know what? I've never had a Subway sandwich. I know. That whole Subway culture has completely missed me. So I couldn't actually tell you that answer, Matt. I really must have a Subway sandwich at some point, but I never had one. Max Verstappen says, turkey, bacon and Doritos. Oh my goodness, what a combination. I like that. I like that indeed. Turkey, bacon and Doritos. On white bread. Ooh. Ooh. Matthew says chicken teriyaki, light mayo, one half honey mustard, other half lettuce and cucumber. Wowzers. Well, they're both great choices there, I must admit. So well done for making me feel hungry now. I've just come on stream. Thanks for that. Thanks for that indeed. Anyway, hello everyone. Welcome back to another Hookster Talks on your Thursday evening. I'm here just for the YouTube algorithm, really. Yes, because as I say, there's absolutely nothing to talk about in regards to F1. I did say quite a lot in my Monday video regarding the whole Felipe Massa controversy and everything else, so I don't want to go back into that again. So yeah, there was really nothing to talk about. But then I found this story, I think it was yesterday, and I thought, okay, this might fill half an hour. Maybe, maybe not. Let's put my tablet over here. I can't stop singing that music now. Yeah, so this is the whole Pit Stop Boys. Now, I have to admit, I've never even watched the Pit Stop Boys video, even though, well, basically because when I type into Google, typing in boys is not my first consideration. But yeah, I've never actually sort of watched any of these boys videos. Even though I do watch a lot of F1 content, let's just put this into content and show you what I'm talking about. Yes. Let me make myself smaller. Whee! Whee! There we go. So this is, well, they're actually called the Pit Stop. Well, they are, but they aren't, because there's other channels called the Pit Stop Boys. But these are Pit Stop. This is their channel. They got 62.4k subscribers at the moment. They had Matt and Tommy on a couple of weeks ago, as you can see there. Matt and Tommy. I did happened to see a few clips of that. But there was a little bit of a controversy because apparently they're doing this YouTube channel, and their primary reason was to do a YouTube channel, and everything else, including what the subject matter they're talking about, which is Formula One, is more secondary. Yes. And apparently they made a few mistakes in one of their last podcasts when they said Nico Rosberg had won the 2013 World Championship, even though, as we know, it was actually 2016. But, you know, if it was live, then you've got to expect a few mistakes to sort of creep in. But anyway, I've dug up a few clips off of everyone's not favourite website, TikTok. Yes, TikTok. And we'll have a look and see what all this is about. Now, someone has very kindly put a load of clips together about their last podcast, so you can sort of have a look at this for yourself. I will give a shout out to the TikToker. It's Mats21. There you go, Mats21. So, yeah, I'm going to show you this. Now, unfortunately, I'm showing you this live from the internet, which means my computer's probably going to have a meltdown. An absolute cluster melt. So what I'm going to do, just to give it a little tiny bit of help, is to switch my camera off, make this full screen, and yeah, so let's play this clip and see what we make of it.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I think we mainly wanted to do like YouTube first, like videos, and probably not really necessarily even talking about the racing.
Yeah.
Like a bigger picture is you just want to travel.
Really,
And go and see everything. And this is, we love the sport, so it fits hand in hand really. Don't take it too seriously, but you get to travel around the world. Have a laugh with your mate. We're better at talking about anything away from racing. I could probably talk more about insurance.
Oh,
you want to say?
To be honest, it started off because we're just two mates from school who always wanted to do something together. You boys have been drinking all day, by the way, so we may as well.
Yeah, we'll get this down.
You've just thrown us massively under the bus, by the way.
Oh, that's right.
I'm more of a red drinker myself, but Clem's more of a pro.
Because they hate us as well, by the way, just so that you know.
Oh, do they? Oh, really?
Well, yeah, a little bit. And F1.
Oh, I love that.
Is it what PR managers?
I don't know.
Okay, we might be very close to cut territory.
Just a bit of miscommunication on ground, but that's fine. Nothing we can't resolve.
Yeah,
it's because we're new. We're new. Like, we are struggling with it. Yeah. Let's do like one last question on Formula One, then I get a bit lost. Don't know enough about it. But do you think Formula One's going back or forward? Because I feel like it peaked, and now I'm like, where does it go?
Clemmy, what do you reckon?
See, that's
It's 100% peak from a media point of view.
Well, I think you're not wrong.
And I tell you what, not necessarily as an outlet, more the teams like aren't doing it right. Like we didn't know who you were before you got here. We didn't know who you were before you got here.
But you do an F1 podcast. What series have you been following? F1, not F2.
That's what you mean.
No,
there's only 40 of us in the world.
It's an hour before.
We've only just started watching F2. We watched it last week.
Mate, you
That's
know,
crazy.
the reason it works is because they don't know.
So we would love going out tonight.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
That's all I'm really there about.
Do you know what's funny, boys? Is that honestly, from a fan perspective, right?
I can't take you seriously with them fucking glasses on. Them fucking glasses.
What people would want to know is what you boys do outside of the racing.
Do they?
When you think about reality TV and Drive to Survive, no one gives a fuck about your racing, let's be honest. No one cares about where you finish in the championship. No one does. No one cares.
Good.
People want to know what you're People want to know what you're doing outside.
True words. Seriously, true words have not been spoken. Because you're absolutely right. I don't even think the majority of our fans watch the races. Like, I think they just like the idea that we'll racing.
Never know.
Exactly.
Well, yeah, but I get that impression sometimes.
Like, film tonight. If you boys are going out on the lash, fuck the pod. Just film tonight while you're out. That's the fun shit that people like.
So there you go. As the I have to admit, let me get my video feedback on. I have to admit I didn't know who the F2 driver was either, but I put my hands up and say I don't follow F2. But as he clearly said, he says you do an F1 podcast and you don't know who I am. That's yeah. So there you go. There is the pit stop boys. As they've said, It's basically the YouTube channel first and everything else second. They're not really that interested in Formula One, even though they do an F1 podcast. And it's really more about getting the opportunity to blag some tickets and to get travel around the world. Okay. Yeah. Right. Plynal Plessy, welcome to the stream, sir. He says, what are you doing on TikTok? I don't know. I'm completely out of my element here on TikTok. It's just that I typed into Google the Pit Stop Boys controversy just before I come on here. And this is what came up. So I clicked on it. But yeah, I don't know what I'm doing on TikTok. No, I haven't even got TikTok. So there you go. Now, just to carry on from this. Our friend of the show, Mr. Syrian Hines, as I used to like to call him, Kieran from WTF1, has also had a take on this as well. And yes, Mr. Plynal Plessy, it's on TikTok again, which of course it would be because that's what Kieran is, a TikToker. So let's have a little listen to what Kieran says as well about this whole pit stop controversy. Once again, I'm going to cut my camera off because that did seem to work quite well actually. So we'll do that again just to give my poor aging PC its biggest chance of ever to actually show this to you. So let's hear what WTF1 Kieran, can't remember his second name, I don't really care to be honest, but anyway, let's hear what he says about this whole pit stop. Now, just before I play this, I also want to say that Will Buxton was the one that sort of got involved with this as well, because he tweeted a reply about all this, saying it's basically because they're brand new and they're appealing to all the DTS, audience. So anyway, let's hear what my greatest piss taker that I find very amusing to take the piss out of, Kieran, has got to say about all this.
Whole Pit Stop Boys podcast thing is going on at the moment with not knowing Sebastian Vettel was a 4-time world champion. And then obviously the following discourse about women saying, well, if that had been us, we would have been slaughtered for not knowing that. But people are a lot softer on the Pit Stop Boys because, women have to work harder to be respected in Formula One and Formula One discourse. And then obviously you get loads of men saying, oh, no, that's not the case. That's not true. That's not true. And I think trying to put myself into the headspace of those people who are going, oh, that's not true. Like, it would be the same for everyone. I think it's people who, their argument would be, oh, but I've never seen a female-led podcast get crucified on social media for getting a bit of information wrong. And one of the reasons for that is because no female-led podcast has sort of been given the backing and opportunity that the Pit Stop Boys have. Now, I know that could be for many, many reasons, and they had social media presence beforehand, the two of them. But it does make you think when there's people doing the same thing, same premise. I think a few of them started well before Pit Stop Boys. And there's so many things when it comes to marketing. And look, people saying, oh, well, they just got lucky. I think partially, but it obviously leaves a question when there's two guys doing something and then there's loads of other women doing it as well. And the two guys are the ones who, sent to all the tracks, have drivers in the flats. It's always going to raise a question and a debate. But going back to the point of, if you don't think that it is true that this would be completely different if it was happening, if it was two women who had said this, then just like any Formula One creator on here who is female, look at their comment sections. If they express an opinion about anything, look at their comment sections. And then compare it to, like, I'm small fry on here. But when I've made a couple of opinion-based things, I'm treated with nowhere near the same level of sort of vitriol and like spiteful language for having an opinion. But it's almost like a test. When a female creator posts an opinion, it's almost just a test. Everyone in the comments wants to know, well, what did you think of this moment in 2007? Because that's the only way I'll justify your reasonable opinion on this thing that's happening today. Like, it happens all the time. It's just small. It's small, so you don't notice it, but just look for it. That's all I'll say. If you think this is all about nothing, just look at the comment section of a female's post about Formula One, and you'll see for yourself. Okay, goodbye.
So that's Kieran, everyone, who spent most of his current time at WTF1 trying to get inside Hannah Atkinson's nether regions. And he's going on about women not getting a fair crack at the whip in like a podcast situation. Now, of course, he is correct. And I'd just like to point out, if there's any females out there that would like to be on this podcast right now, then please contact me and let me know, because I'd love to have some females on the show. And I'm not trying to be pervy or anything like that. That's a true thing here. If there's any females out there watching who'd like to be on a podcast or one-to-one with me, obviously not in the same room because that wouldn't work. But yeah, through a Zoom call or something, then please let me know, because I would love to have you on the show. And maybe you could come back with some counter arguments against what has been happening over the past few days with these pits. I've got to get rid of Kieran's face now. It's really, oh my God. I mean, mine's bad enough, but oh my God, just look at it. Just look at it. Look. So yeah, if there's any females out there, then, you know, give me a call and we'll do some business, you know. So I'd love to have some female podcasters on the show so they can put across their opinion. Now, of course, this is, I don't know what to make of it, to be honest. Let's have a look at the comments. No more comments. So, what do you think about the Pit Stop Boys? I just can't get my head around the fact that they're doing an F1 podcast and they openly admit that they really don't know much about F1 and really don't care much about F1. And as the guy said, I could probably tell you more about insurance than F1. I just don't know what to make of it. Matthew says, I'd love to see more women in the football or sports coaching industry. I've only ever worked with male football coaches in my 2-year career. Yes, that's also true, Matt. Of course, football is a very, very male-dominated industry. Of course, we've got exceptions to this, you know, with female football as well, but to be honest, it hasn't really changed football in the last 100 years, and I don't think it's ever going to change much in the next 100 years, and it will always be a predominantly male sport. So yeah, we need more females. You know, a lot of people think I'm some kind of sexist dinosaur and what have you, but this is not the case at all, because I also, through a joking way, I also like to you know, support females, not just in sport, but in any sort of job or walk of life, you know, because as anyone who's a regular viewer will know, my sort of belief system is based on equality. And I think everybody should have an equal chance of being able to do anything. And I still to this day believe that there is, with the exception of possibly 1% of the jobs out there, that there isn't a job that a female can't do just as good as a man. As I've said before, maybe certain jobs in the armed forces that require extreme physical, you know, ability, but I still say a woman could probably do it as well. But, you know, I'm just saying that there could be that 1 or 2% that requires sort of the physique of a man to actually be able to do the job. But apart from that, I don't believe that there's any job that a man does that a woman can't do just as well, and if not actually better. Because one thing I have learned in my now 54 years on this planet is that women are so much better at multitasking than men are. I am absolutely hopeless. Okay, I have to have one task at a time, and I have to rigidly stick to that task. Any deviation from that task, any distraction, and I'm done. I'm like, what? Whereas women seem to have this gift for multitasking. They really do. And I saw this for myself decades ago, when my sister, who had twins, she went out for the night, and I'd just come down to see my sister, on the night she was going out, and I said, okay, so the babysitter was there. The babysitter was sort of brand new, so my sister was a little bit, nervous, and she said, can you just sort of stay for half an hour before you go, because and I said, yeah, that's not a problem. So she went out, I stayed with the babysitter, just made the excuse that I just finishing my tea up, and then I was going. And this babysitter, she was absolutely amazing. She was eating her dinner, yeah, and she was feeding two babies at the same time. Now, I was watching this in amazement, absolute amazement. That's the ultimate in multitasking. She was doing 3 jobs at once. Don't forget, you've only got 2 hands. And she was just amazing. And I say, after half an hour, I just left, and I said to my sister, yeah, you haven't got to worry about that whatsoever. And that is what women can do. They can multitask a lot better than men can, because, as I say, I'm hopeless, absolutely hopeless. It's rigid one job, and that's all I can do at a time. Anything else, and I'm like, no, I'm confused now. I'm as confused as a giraffe in a bungalow. I really am, yes. So, yeah. But Kieran does make a good point that if a couple of females have been on that podcast, and of course, the Pit Stop Boys are popular because they're young males, if they were in exactly the same situation, let me just put their thing up on the screen here. So if this channel here, Pit Stop, was run by females, you'd have a couple of females on the banner here, wouldn't you? And there is no way, I can tell you this for nothing, I don't care if on their banner at the top of their channel they were showing a lot of cleavage. I don't care. They would still not, in the same situation as these Pit Stop lads, have 62.4k subscribers. If you look at any females to do with F1 on YouTube, their subscriber count is very, very low, unless of course they're ones that are working for big companies like Autosport or stuff like that. I mean, let's just have a look at our very own favourite, Hannah Atkinson from WTF1. Now I'm going to confuse my computer because I'm streaming and showing my channel at the same time. So let's just put her up. I mean, this is a good example because she now works for WTF1. So let's go to her channel, because why not, lads? Why not? And as you can see, she's got 1.4k subscribers. All right, she's only done 37 videos, but she's got 1.4k subscribers. And you go through any female sort of F1, whatever you want to call them, podcaster, general sort of, commenting on Formula One, and you will find that they haven't got anything like the sub count if it's the same situation being done by guys. Well, while I'm here, I'll just have a look and see if she's done anything. No, she hasn't done anything lately. Now, Hannah is more sort of famous actually on TikTok. That's how she's, she did a few TikTok videos that have blown up, and that's really, so her YouTube really hasn't sort of blown up. And then there's that, what's that other one? Is it Megan F1 or F1 Megan? I don't know. Someone did tell me what it was, but I've forgotten it. F1 Megan, is it? I don't know. But I know she's got quite a low sub count as well. No, I can't find it. Anyway, but yeah, the females in Formula One or any sort of sport are definitely in a worse position than the males are. Because, as I say, in all these sports, football, F1, it is, despite the protests, despite the fact that Formula One has tried very hard to get a lot of females in it. They've also tried to diversify with, of course, the W series, which is all female. Despite that, predominantly it's still dominated by men. Just look at the mechanics, and there are females there, but the ratio is, what is it, 85%, 15%? It's got to be. There is not that many females working in Formula One, and that is a shame. That is a shame indeed. So yeah, if they were females and they'd have turned around and said that Nico Rosberg won the 2013 World Championship, they would have been. I do agree with Kieran. Now, of course, I've also made my own comments about Hannah. In fact, my nickname for Hannah was the Vactuous Puddle of Nothingness, because she said that she only started watching F1 in 2020. So, you know, to me, that's not enough experience, really, not to be on like a 1 million sub channel like WTF1. It's just doesn't do it for me. But yeah, so Hannah also is sort of in that field of not really having the knowledge. But as I say, anyone else who'd said that, if they were female, had said, oh, they would have been absolutely crucified for definite. They really would have been. Now, as Kieran said, if you look in any of the comment section of any of the females' videos, it's absolutely horrendous. Okay, you've got the usual, which are the simpers who just comment on there and go, oh, let's just use Hannah. I don't want to actually use Hannah, but let's just use her as an example because I've just been talking about her. So if you go to her comment section, I think it's on TikTok, I'm not quite sure, and you'll look at it, you'll have the simpers in there going, oh, love you, Hannah, love you. You know, because they're just hoping that she's going to reply, but you know, she's not going, but they're just hoping she's going to reply. So you've got those in there. And then, of course, you've got the ones that leave sexist remarks, which I think is outrageous, absolutely. But you've got those in there as well. And the rest of them are just, you know, the usual people that make stupid comments in YouTube videos and everywhere else, you know. And that's all it's full of. But, yeah, there's people in there saying about, you know, oh, you're only there because you look attractive and stuff like that. It's just, that is what happens to females, not just in sport, actually online, because unfortunately there's no policing of online. We like to think that there is, but there isn't. There's no policing. You can leave a comment to anyone and you can say what you like. Now, sometimes YouTube will see that comment and think, oh, that's a little bit too far, and they will delete that comment, which is fair enough. But basically, the onus is on you to read the comment and decide for yourself whether you think that comment is good or bad, and then you can delete it yourself. So there's no actual policing. So people can leave whatever messages they like, which is a big mistake, because there's a lot of strange people out there, a lot of strange people. Most of them follow me. Because I'm strange as well. But yeah, there is a lot of strange people out there, and they leave very weird messages sometimes. So, but yeah, women do not get it easy on the interweb, that's for sure. Matthew says there's about 25 football coaches in my football club that I work for, but only one female. Well, there you go. As I say, so the ratio is what? 99 to 1. That's very low odds. It's the opposite in primary school teaching industry. 90% of the teachers are female. Yes, they are. My two nieces, the two that were babies being looked after by the nanny 25 years ago, they've just both gone into the teaching industry. So, and yes, it's predominantly female led. Predominantly. There's very few male teachers in the industry at the moment. Of course there is, but it's actually the reverse of stuff like sports, motorsports and football. It's actually the reverse. Females are very dominant in teaching, and males are, I think it's about 15%, something like that. It's very low for male teachers. So I'd probably get quite bored if I became a teaching assistant, which I was looking into. Not sure now. Yeah. Now, my two nieces are teachers, and they only qualified about, I think they've been teachers about 3 or 4 years now, and they say they really enjoy it. The only thing they don't enjoy is the constant illness, because that's one thing that they don't tell you. You're surrounded by snotty-nosed kids all day, and they've all got germs. And so, yeah, basically, they say you're basically sick for 9 months of the year. If you spread that out over 12, you're basically sick for 9 months of the year. And all that talk about, like with doctors, you know, they say, oh yeah, doctors, after a couple of months, all those germs, they just get used to them. And my nieces say that doesn't work, because they're constantly sick. So yeah, that's one thing you have to remember. If you're going into teaching, just remember you'll be sick for 9 months of the year, basically. If that's what you want. And the other thing they said they hate about teaching is the fact that at some point you will have to get to the horror of one of the kids has shat themselves. And you got to deal with that. Yes, you got to deal with that. So yeah, but apart from that, yeah, they say they love the teaching. I don't see the appeal myself, but there you go. Planel Pletty says there's another channel called Pit Stop Boys. Yes, there is. I saw that as I was looking for because the controversy says the Pit Stop Boys, but I looked at this and I went, hang on a minute, this is not the Pit Stop Boys. And I saw this as well, yes. So let's give them a little bit of free advertising, because that's what we like round here. Here we go. Here you go, Mr. Planel Plessy. I'm sure this is what you're talking about. The Pit Stop Boys, or Pit Stop Boys, without the. And they seem to make, is it music videos or something like that? Let's have a look. I don't think I'll get. Well, it doesn't matter if I get copyrighted for this, because I don't monetize these streams, so it doesn't really matter. Let's have a look and see what this is all about. Once again, we'll take my camera off air. 9.7 million views. This must be a banger. Oh no, adverts! Go away, advert! Sorry, everyone. Hang on. Oh, don't you just hate YouTube when you're trying to do YouTube and it gives you adverts? Please stand by. All live. Right, here we go. Turn the desktop audio back up again. Oh dear, what a faff just to watch a video. Jeez Louise. Right, here we go. 9.7 million views has got, so this has got to be a banger. I've never heard of it, so this is first for me as well. Here we go. Let's find out what this is all about. I've no idea myself.
Max, super Max, super Max, super Max, super Max, super Max. Ik mis geen race, heb scheid aan mijn centen. Ik zie Max zijn mooiste momenten. Hij is de king van Barcelona. Rijdt alles zoek van Spa tot Monza. De geur van rubber en smeltend asfalt. Ik juich als Max weer één voorbij knalt. Zijn inhaalacties zijn bijzonder. Het is een baas, een wereldwonder. Yo fucking ho, niet meer normaal. Hij is een held en gaat maximaal. Fucking bizar, een fenomeen. Hij gaat naar de top, Max is de nummer 1. Yo fucking
Trust me to get a Maximus Batman one.
Jarenlang zit je te kijken en te hopen op succes.
Okay, I can't understand what you're saying there. Trust me to get a Maxi Boy one. So there you go. That's my first insight into the Pit Stop Boys. Never seen them before. Never seen them before. Have they done anything recently? 5 months ago. Let's go, Lando. Oh, we've got English versions as well. Wowzers. With subtitles. Wow. Let's go, Lando. Is that a song or are they just talking in that one? Because they've only got 62k views. I don't know. Wow, they look pretty old as well, don't they? Jesus Christ. They look older than me. Look at those lads. Look at those lads. Wowzers, don't for me yet. It's Rob Tuan. I'm going to completely butcher these names up. Marco Mars, and I can't do this one. Joreen Hilgenberg, 2 DJs from Holland. There you go. Well, they would be from Holland, wouldn't they? Came up with the band Pit Stop Boys. The song Supermax was conceived and made in collaboration with Niels Lingbeek. Niels has been making music for Rob and Marco for years and is a top producer. Wowzers. There you go then. Go check them out, everyone. I'm going to give a shout out to the Pit Stop Boys. There you go, because that's what Hookster does on his channel. He likes to shout out other people, and here we go. He's got 12 million views, so that's pretty decent. Pretty. Unfortunately, it looks like they've got that success all on one song, because they've only done 6 videos, and 2 of those seem to be English versions of the same song, Supermax. So, yeah, that's a shame, but still. Go check them out. Go check them out. Pit Stop Boys. Fantastic. Fantastic indeed. You see, this is what I do because I am a super F1 fan and I like to look at all the content that other people are doing, and I do binge on the content as well, because, you know, I'd hate to think that I just do my own content and, you know, I'd hate for you to think that that's all I do is to do my own content and just look at my own stuff. No. I love to look at what everyone else is doing because I do consider myself an F1 fan. Definitely an F1 fan. So, yeah, unlike the Pit Stop Boys. Oh, dear. Planal Plessy says, Hannah again. Yes, Planal Plessy, Hannah again. You can never have enough of Hannah, that's what I say. Where is Will F1 when you need him? Yeah, where is Will F1 when we need him? Where is he? Come on, Will, you're slacking, son, you're slacking. Usually you've got some piffy comment to say about me right now. But no, nothing so far. No doubt he will do after the stream's finished, because that's what he does as well. He likes to put a comment in afterwards. So, Will, if you're out there, shout out to Will F. In fact, I'm going to be super generous now. This is going to be, oh my god, I can't remember what his channel name is though. It's not FP1 Will, is it? No, I can't remember what his channel name is. Have I got it on my list? Well, it must be on there somewhere. I don't know. I don't actually know if I'm a subscriber to Will F1. Help me, everyone, help me. I don't know if he actually does anything. I don't know. But I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to give a shout out. I'm going to give a shout out to... This is going to embarrass you. To this guy here. This guy here. Here's my personal shout out. Here you go. To this guy here. Because He's got 183 videos on his channel and he's approaching 1,000 subscribers. And you may be asking yourselves, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, who the hell is this guy? Who the hell is this guy? Well, I can tell you, everyone, exclusively, I can tell you, this guy right here is Mr. Plynal Plessy. So go check him out. Go check him out. I always do. So there you go. Watch all his videos. I did like that Grand Theft Auto one. That was good. I like that one. So yeah. Go check him out. There you go. Shout out to one of my subbers out there. I'm being too generous tonight. I really am. Too generous. Too generous by far. Matthew says, do your nieces watch your channel? No. And yes. There's the short answer. Because they're not into Formula One at all. Shock. Horror. I know. They were actually the two people that suggested I start a YouTube channel. And when I asked why, they said, well, then you can not only bore us to death with it, but you can bore the whole entire world as well. Yep. That's exactly what they said. So, yes, they don't watch my YouTube channel, but what they do is they do like the comedy ones and the funny ones, which don't really have anything to do with Formula One, and so they haven't got to really follow, trying to work out what's going on if I start mentioning Formula One. So yes, they have watched my I've decided to transition into a female video. They did watch that, yes, because it really had nothing to do with Formula One in it. So it's it's easy to follow. But as for all the other stuff, no, not really, because as I say, they have zero interest in Formula One, which is a shame. I've tried, but I've failed. So I've left it now. I've left it. Oh, look, here he is, everyone. It's Mr. Will F1. He says, what the feck are you doing? I've no idea, Will. No idea. I'm showing random videos from the internet right now because there's basically no Formula One news this week because we've got no F1 race because China's been cancelled. Otherwise, we would be doing a preview now going into China, but we can't because it's been cancelled, mate, innit? Been cancelled. Yeah. Matthew says, is Dominic coming on tonight? Well, I did ring Dominic just before I come on just to check that the Facebook was working. He didn't answer, but I only let it ring a couple of times. So we will see. I'm going to go to Dominic in a moment because I want to wrap this stream up, trying to get it within an hour. Where are we? 48 minutes, yeah. So I'll be doing that in a moment. Plynal Plessy says, did you hear about the Irish WC driver who died today? Craig Breen, I think was it. Yes, I did hear about that, Plynal Plessy. Very sad news indeed. Unfortunately, I used to follow WRC. I think he's a WRC2 driver, but I'm not going to say anymore because I don't follow WRC. So I didn't want to jump on the bandwagon and start saying, oh, this is, really tragic, because I really haven't followed WRC for quite a few years now. Used to, obviously, in the Colin McRae days, but, ever since then, I really haven't followed it. But yeah, very, very sad news. Once again, another driver sort of, dies in motorsport, which is very sad for him, obviously, and all his family. Plynal says, oh God, that's my other account. It is? Well, what's your other account then? Because I don't know if I've got that on my list. I've got that one on my list. Oh, the name of my other channel is some character from a Japanese RPG game. Oh, okay. I'll find it one day. In 1999, there was a 5-week gap between Australia and the next race. I think it was Brazil, as the Argentine Grand Prix was. Yeah, that's quite true. 1999, I remember that. 5-week gap, yeah. It's just a shame that they couldn't find somewhere else to fill up the China, because they had enough notice that China was cancelled. They cancelled China, I think, at the beginning of the year before the schedule came out, didn't they? So I'm a bit perplexed. If you look back to 2020, with all the madness and confusion with COVID, they managed to somehow find 17 racetracks to race in a very short amount of time. I just can't see why they couldn't have managed to slot one in right now. It seems a little bit stupid. I mean, we've only had, 3 races of the season, and now we've got a 3-week gap before the next one. Seems a bit daft to me. Seems a bit daft, and of course, everyone loses a little bit of enthusiasm for F1 when it's not on. And when you come back, it takes a little bit of momentum to bring it back up again. So I would have just carried it on, to be honest, and try and found a track to go in there. Well, I mean, there's lots of reserve tracks now that are up to the standard of the FIA, because we know there are, because they're out there, waiting in the wings. So they could have just picked one of their reserve tracks and had that in there, surely. But there you go. I'm not the FIA's. And they make their own decisions. None of them good. And we just got to live with it. So, yeah, next week, I think it'll be returning. But at the moment, there's no F1. Blind says, I don't follow WRC. Only watched it when the channel Dave showed highlights for a bit and I got moved around the channels. Yeah, I've been trying to get back into it again for the last couple of years, but I can't ever find out where it is. As far as I can remember, I think it's on channel 4. It's on... I just remember it as I'm going for the TV guide. I think it's on channel 4 or channel 5, and they do like a highlights show for an hour, and I think it's on a Sunday evening. I think that's when it's on, but it's either channel 4 or channel 5. I'm going to say actually it's channel 5, because obviously channel 4's got the F1, so I don't think I've ever seen it in the same space. So yeah, it's somewhere about there at the moment. I remember when it was on Dave, yeah. Also, I remember when it was on channel 4 with Robbie Head. If you remember Robbie Head, oh my god, a bit of controversy there. But yeah, so I really must see if I can find it somewhere, because if I can get it put into my recording planner, then it will be there and it will just keep recording. I won't have to keep trying to find it. And I would like to get back into WRC again. I really would. So I haven't seen it for years and years and years. Well, not that long. I was around when Sebastian Loeb was winning in the Citroen. So that wasn't that long ago, was it? I think possibly I've lost it in the last 5 or 6 years, something like that. So it hasn't been that long. But I would like to get back into it again. Blind Place says there are rumours going around that the Vietnam track might be next year as well as Kalami. Could be a 25 races next season. Too many. 25 races. Come on. I'm going to wear my voice box out and try to talk about 25 races. That's going to be unbelievable. 25 races, eh? That's not good. Vietnam and Kyalami. Wow. I can't wait for Las Vegas, to be honest, because that's just going to be an absolute shit show. Yeah. I've seen the track. It looks bloody horrible. Yeah, it really does. And that's oh god. Thankfully that's going to be the end of the season, so nobody's really going to care. Hopefully the championship will be wrapped up by then, and then it's like, oh yeah, put your silly little shit show on and let's be done with it, because that's what it's going to be. It's going to be a shit show. Horrible. WRC, says Plant Peasant, is on ITV4. Is that it? I knew I saw it somewhere. When I was flicking through the channels, I knew I saw it somewhere. I'll have to go on ITV4 now and go through their channel and see if I can start recording it again, because I would like to get back into it. It's been a long time. And it used to be one of my favourites. In fact, at one point, possibly during the Colin McRae, when he was when he went to Ford, then he went to Citroen, possibly that era, that it was actually more. It did more for me than Formula One for a couple of years, anyway. Yes, I was more excited about WRC being on than Formula One. Shock, horror. Who knew? Well, it didn't last long, of course, with Colin at Ford and then Citroen, and then unfortunately his performance level started to drop, and that was about the end of it. But I still carried on after he went. I used to like Sebastian Loeb at Citroen as well. So I was there for those years until he stopped. But since then, I don't think I've seen it for about last 5 or 6 years. So I really must get back into it. They'll probably do some pre-race show in Vegas like they do in Miami to try and overhype the bound to. bound to. It's gonna be a shit show. We know that. It's gonna be an absolute shit show. Really is. Channel 4 did show WRC, but that was only in 2002, 2003. Only 2 years. Well, I didn't realise that. I thought it went a little bit longer than that. 2 years, yeah. Now, when they did that, they really went to town on it, and it was like the ITV coverage of Formula One. They had live in the studio. That was presented by John Desborough. John Desborough. Yeah, he was live in the studio. He had, as the pundits, the commentators, one was Robbie Head. I can't remember who the other bloke was, but Robbie Head, and he got such a reputation because every time Colin McRae smacked into a wall or even went off the circuit, he was going, "Oh yeah, look, he's washed up again." So every tiny little mistake, and that was just, oh my God. He would magnify all his tiny little mistakes and, say, yeah, it's because he's getting old and washed up, and yeah. So there's a little bit of controversy there with Robbie Head. But yeah, they used to do that. They used to do that live, and they did some of the stages live on Channel 4 during that 2 years that it was on. Some of the stages were actually live on the TV. So I say, they really put a lot of production into the WRC on Channel 4. They really did. Of course, don't forget, they didn't have Formula 1. I don't think they did that. No, not 2002. That would have still been... Oh, blimey. I can't remember because of the way that it got shifted around so many years. I think that still would have been with ITV, wouldn't it? Yeah, of course it would. 2002, 2003, yes. So yeah, it would be ITV, but of course it went to the BBC, and the BBC couldn't afford to show it anymore, so Channel 4 took it over. We know about that controversy, but yeah, still with ITV. So yeah, Channel 4, and they really did put on a good show. It was on, I think it was on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday evenings. As I say, they used to do some of the stages actually live, and I used to love it. Really great. But as you say, if it's only on for 2 years, then after that, I remember they changed it to just the highlights, and I was like, oh, this ain't the same no more. Highlights, just an hour program with the highlights, and then that was it. But I think they had it for quite a few years, Channel 4, and then I think once the Sebastian Loeb era had finished, it got shunted around the schedules, and it was going. Any bloody channel was having it, and that's when I lost it, and I couldn't keep up with it. I was like, "Who's got it this year?" Because it just went everywhere. And so yeah, so I will see if I can get back on it again. I'm sure Channel 4 showed a few of the stages live. Yes, they did. Yes, absolutely. Then it went to highlights, and it would usually be it was on like 11 o'clock at night. So it started to get a little bit like all the American sport, which we get on Channel 5 at about 4 o'clock in the morning. The NFLs and all that lot. Because that's what they do. Sport, American sport for insomniacs, as they call it. It's on at like 4 o'clock in the morning. So there you go, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us. We are going to finish the show tonight because we're just under the hour. We're going to finish the show. First, we're going to see oops, not that one. First, we're going to see. Now, it's a better work because it was working just before I come on here. If it doesn't work now, that means something's happened between. There it goes. There it goes. There it goes. Oh my God, it's finally working. How strange is that? So let's see if we can have a segue into the end of the show with that strange Canadian. Very strange. Very strange indeed. Very strange indeed. If there are any females out there in Canada right now, I'd just like to say that Dominic Orlando, you can see this profile picture there. He looks very much like Bruce Springsteen. Very much indeed. And I do understand he is still single. But he's come up with a very clever idea to try and alleviate that. He's now advertising on Facebook that because he is a sort of teacher of the musical arts, a teacher of the musical arts, yes, he's very into his music, that he is now setting up lessons in music, Yes. Obviously, it's not exclusively for females, but obviously the intention when he set this up was that lots of females would want to have Dom very, very close to them, teaching them how to sort of play guitar, or have a play with their maracas or something, or bang a few chords out on the drums. I don't know what you do, but that was the intention of Dominic. Unfortunately, I've heard so far he's only had one lesson, and that was with a man. Yes. I have told him to be very, very careful because, some men can be very funny. And so I think he's going to be okay. But predominantly, he did this as a very clever ploy to get as many females that he could into his luxury penthouse flat, where he could pretend that he was teaching them music, but basically spend all his time looking down their cleavage. Yes, because that's one of his favourite games. Beep, beep. I did put a message out before I come on here and said, if anyone wants to be on the show tonight, let me know in 30 minutes. And guess what? No one let me know. So I'm pretty sure there's not going to be anyone here. Answer the bloody phone. Look at him. Look at that handsome chap. Look at him. Look. Bruce Springsteen. He's getting on a bit now, I must admit. He's 28 years old, and you can see by the hair colour it's starting to go into the Bruce Springsteen later years now. Yes, the Bruce Springsteen later years. But he's still got it going on. And what's even better is, unlike most men holding a fish, which they didn't actually catch, Dominic holding that guitar, he can actually play that guitar, and he plays it very, very well. Plays it very well indeed. Okay, no answer from Dom. And in fact, I don't know if anyone's seen this, but I'd just like to say that he is quite a bit of a talent, in like music terms. Let me see if I can find him on my subscriber list. Where are you, Mr. Orlando? There he is. He's usually quite high up my list. There he is. Let me see if I can get past the advert. Oh, there's no adverts because, of course, he. Right now, I mean, this is. I'm being too generous today. I am really being too. I am sending out the love like no one's business. No one's business. So if anyone's not seen this, everyone, this is the Canadian himself, Mr. Drum Tank, with a song, as it says on the bottom there, written and produced by Dominic Orlando. Yes, he did this all himself. So here it is. The song is called Choking on Your Own Saliva. There you go. So take it away, Mr. Dominic Orlando.
I can't believe it. Choking on your own saliva is not a cool thing to do. Choking on your own saliva will make people think that you've got the corona or flu. Choking on your own saliva is not a fun thing, I'll say. So make sure you breathe and swallow at separate times throughout your day. Choking on your own saliva is not a cool thing to do. Choking on your own saliva will make people think that you've got the corona or flu. Choking on your own saliva is not a fun thing, I'll say. So make sure you breathe and swallow at separate times throughout your day. Choking on your own saliva. Choking on your own saliva. Choking on your own saliva.
So there you go, everyone. There is Mr. Orlando himself. With choking on your own saliva. Wowzers. Wowzers.
Constipation got you feeling a
my
little
goodness.
blocked up? Take
Where's that
fibre
sound
gel
coming
every
from?
day.
It's adverts. Go away, adverts.
It
Go,
harnesses
no,
the power of
no,
fibre
no,
to help break the
no,
cycle of
stop the
constipation
advert,
and
stop
get
the
you
ad-
back to
Stop
regularity.
the fuck that.
And try the
Stop
tasty
the
fibre
adverts.
tubes. Find
I'm
your
talking
relief
over the
with
advert,
fibre gel.
YouTube. I'm talking over the adverts. No one can hear them. Oh, God. Oh, bloody hell. Bloody hell. Right, to finish off the show, Matthew says, do you think Dom looks beautiful? He probably does. Doesn't do a thing for me, but he probably does. Right. Let's do the ERL chat. Get rid of that one. 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 No, I've got to get rid of one more. That one. There you go. This is our general league chat for anyone who watches on a Monday night, the Elite Racing League. So there's about 20 people in this chat. And what's the bet? No one answers. Very high indeed. Choking on my own saliva. Choking on my own saliva. Hello, TB Bear. How are you? You big, beautiful bear. Mwah. Mwah. We had a happy Easter, didn't we? Yes, we did. We ate lots of eggs, didn't we? Yes. Lots and lots of Easter eggs we ate. Someone answer the phone. The phone. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I'm in shock. There's actually someone out there. Hello, Donald.
What's up, Dave?
Hello. Welcome to the... I've just woken... You just woken me up now. I was about to fall asleep.
Yeah. I had to reject it for a minute because I was out in the other room.
Nice one. Nice one. So how are you doing?
All right.
How do we feel about Dom? I was just before you came on here, I was just showing everyone his video. Have you seen his video with his musical?
No, I haven't.
You haven't seen it? Oh, it's brilliant. It really is.
Do I want to?
Yeah. Oh, it's classic. I can't actually show it to you now because otherwise my computer will blow up because I'm talking to you at the same time. But yeah, go check it out. Or maybe rewind the stream about 10 minutes and it'll be on there later. But yeah, it's really great. It is really great. And it really sums up Dom, I think, to a T. Especially your your very special nickname that you have for Dom. Now, would you like to share with all the
Yeah.
viewers out there what that nickname is for Dom?
Yeah, I call him Twat in the URL chat, in the URL names.
Twat. Yeah, I think it fits into a T. I must admit, it really does fit into a T. Great stuff.
Not surprised.
Not surprised. So, yeah, I came on here tonight, but unfortunately there was no F1 news because it's been cancelled. They got rid of China. I'm very surprised that they didn't replace it with something. But, yeah, so it's 3 weeks now before the next Grand Prix. How do you feel about that?
I don't even know. I wish Mercedes was better. Fucking it sucks watching them struggle. Yeah.
I know. But apparently, according to
So when is the next Grand Prix?
I think it's next week. It's a 3-week gap, but there wasn't one last week. So I think it's next week. I'm not 100% sure. Go.
Yeah, there was 2 weeks off.
Yeah. Hang on.
That's right, because I was in Richmond for NASCAR weekend when they raced in Australia.
Yeah. Let me just confirm that with Mr. Google. Yes, it's the Baku, Azerbaijan on the 30th of April. No, wait, that's 2 weeks away, isn't it?
Yeah, that's
2 weeks away.
2 weeks.
Yeah, so it was a 3-week
So
gap then.
this is almost like that fucking summer break that we have.
Yeah, exactly. Which is stupid because they're gonna still have that summer break again. So there's gonna be two rounds of the championship where it's gonna be like 2-3 week gaps.
Are they at least allowed to work on cars during this long break, unlike the summer break where everything gets shut down?
I've no idea. I did see Lando on the internet saying he was going home for Easter or whatever. So I don't think anyone's working. I think they're all off, to be honest. They're having a nice break, which I think they deserve anyway. Because 22 races a year is quite a lot of races to get into. A 9-month window. It's quite a lot of races. So I can understand that.
I mean, yeah, especially traveling around the world. I mean, like NASCAR does 36, but they're all in the U.S.
Yeah.
Same. IndyCar don't even do as much as F1. Their season's shorter, and it's only 17 races.
Ah, well, that's a nice amount. I like 17. That's what I think all F1 seasons should be, 17 races. That's just perfect amount. That's pretty much one every fortnight during the season when it's on. And so I like that. I think they should all be 17. But I've said that before anyway. I think 22, it's too many because you don't build that excitement of there's an F1 race this week because it's like it's almost on every week, and you get fatigued about it. So whereas with 17, it was great because you always knew pretty much every fortnight there was an F1 race, so you managed to go, build up the excitement. That's what I just feel anyway.
But yeah, I don't like how the fact they have that Vegas start time so late for the East Coast in the U.S.
Yeah,
They're doing it like what is it, 8 p.m. or something? That's West Coast Vegas time.
I know.
8 p.m.
I was just talking about that before you come on. I was saying that's just that whole circuit, that whole event is just going to be a shit show, isn't it? It really is. I say hopefully the season will be over by then, and whoever's won it has won it, and then we can just get that event out of the way. But it's just going to be.
When is Vegas? How close to the end of the season? I can't remember the date.
It's quite close, I think. Hang on, let me just. It is. Wow, we are getting it's just before Abu Dhabi. Last race. It's the second to last race.
So what, that's November?
18th of November.
Jesus Christ. That's the weekend before Thanksgiving, actually.
Is it? Nice. So,
Yeah, like
yeah,
I
last
can
one.
understand that they like the West Coast time being, I think, 8 p.m. start West Coast time. That's a little. That means it's an 11 p.m. start for me.
Yeah, yeah. God knows what it will be like.
Or is it a? I don't think it's a 10 p.m. Vegas start time.
Let's have a look, see what it says. I presume these are the race times. Let's have a look a minute at Abu Dhabi. Yeah, 1300 for Abu Dhabi. It says on here 6 a.m. 6 a.m. That's weird. Yeah, that is the start time because it's got Brazil the race before it at 5 o'clock, which is I know is always the start time.
If it's 6 a.m. for you, that means it's probably a 1 a.m. for me, and that means it might be a 10 p.m. for Vegas time.
Yeah. Yeah, that sounds about right. I think I remember reading that it was about 10 o'clock.
Like, what the fuck are they doing? Yeah, it's a 1 a.m. start time for me.
Yeah.
Makes it even worse.
Yeah, I know. It's ridiculous. Ridiculous.
Like, I can understand you want to do it a night race. Why can't they start it at 8 p.m.? At least that's more reasonable.
Yeah. Yeah.
Especially for local time. I mean, the only 1 a.m. or to 3 a.m. start times we should have are like when F1's in Australia, or for me personally, is Australia, Japan, China, you know.
I know, it's crazy, and for all the the Europeans, that's gonna really throw their body clocks right out of sync, and they're gonna be starting that race tired basically because they're only going to be like 2 hours away from going to sleep. Very weird.
Yeah.
Well weird. I mean, normally with like time zones, it's like a 3 o'clock or 5 o'clock in the afternoon start, isn't it? Even like the night races, they like to get them in at some time during the evening. But starting that late, it's just, oh my god, they're literally going to have to get off the podium and then go to bed because it will be that late, won't it? It's weird.
Yeah, it'll be. Yeah, they're starting at 10 p.m. Vegas time, so you got to think it'll be like 1 a.m. their time.
Yeah.
Roughly.
Yeah.
And that doesn't count. Oh, if there's red flags or.
Mm-hmm. Yep. An hour stoppage, that could happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, or rain. Yeah, who the hell knows?
Yeah, who the hell knows? I mean, it's the first time they've been, or the first time the circuit's being run, so nobody knows what's going to happen, do they? You could have a huge crash at the start of the race, have to end up with a red flag for an hour. Who knows? Now, Will F1 in the chat, Don says, I just want Alonso to beat Hamilton and to end his 10-year winless streak. As you are a Hamilton fan, I just thought I'd throw that question at you. So, perhaps you'd like to respond.
I would totally disagree with that.
You know what? I had a feeling that's what you were going to say.
I miss my boy on top of the podium, the top step of the podium consistently.
My goodness, what the hell is this?
Speaking of, joining the chat.
We were just talking about you, Dom. Now, Dominic, I've just done you a huge failure. Failure? Yeah, probably a failure.
Have you?
A huge favour, yeah.
Yeah?
The chat will confirm. I've just played your video live on my stream.
Oh, that's great. Like my ERL video? What do you mean?
No, your saliva video.
Oh, nice. Yeah. I remember that tune.
That's right. So you owe me £27.50. That's the going rate.
$27.50. How about we do £5? £5.
No, we need to negotiate. Higher, a little bit higher. I'll go.
Okay, £5, 1 pence.
No, a little bit more.
Sorry, I can't do any more than that.
All right, I'll take £5 and 1 pence then. That'll do.
All right, sounds good.
Now, please tell everyone, is this the Honda Civic that you can do wheelies on that you're driving right now?
Here we go.
Yes, it is. Actually, it is the Honda Civic that does wheelies.
I thought so. So tell everyone who's watching the story about the Honda Civic that can do wheelies then.
No.
All right, well, I'll do my best. My phone is at 2%, so
okay,
it's
just
about
carry
to
on till you
so
die,
I'll
and then we'll get rid of you. Go.
But this is how it goes. Back when I worked at the pizza place, I used to work at a pizza parlor. I worked with a Polish drug dealer that drove a Honda Civic. And one night we were going out celebrating a coworker's birthday. And on the way there, I carpooled with him in his little like 1998 Honda Civic 2-door coupe kind of thing. It was a hatchback actually. And he said, "Hey Dom, have you ever done a pull before?" I was like, no, like I haven't. He's like, you want to try it? I was like, sure, yeah, this is great. And I remember very specifically Hotline Bling was playing on the radio. And so what happened was it was a red light, and when it turned green, he floored it, and he must have went like 140 kilometers an hour, like 0 to 140 in like a few seconds.
Put that into miles per hour, Dom.
In miles an hour, probably like 0 to 100-ish.
Get out of it! Honda Civic can't even do 100-ish.
No, a Honda Civic can do. This guy's Civic can do 100. But anyways, I was like, wow, that was awesome. And he was like, yeah, that was just the warm up. And so he slows down again. There's nobody on the road. And it's like a 3-lane road. It's pretty late at night. And so he absolutely floors it this time. And the engine is screaming and he's shifting. And every time he shifts, oh no, dead bone. No.
You're still going though. You're still going.
No, it's pros.
No,
he's
dead.
gone.
No, it's gone. Oh no, we got a static picture of Dom now stuck on my screen. Get off. No, that's it. Well, he was there, everyone, and now he's. And we can't get. Look at that. Look, he's done that on purpose. He left us with a static. Can you see it as well, Dom?
Yeah.
You've got a static picture of
It's just a grey screen with a circle spinning on mine.
Oh no, I've got a static picture of. Oh, now he's gone. Thank God for that. So there you go, everyone.
Back to what we were saying. But the end of the story, if people want to know, Dom claimed he had a Honda Civic that did a wheelie with the rear wheels coming off the ground. That was the moral of the story.
That was the moral of the story. Which, if anyone knows about cars and the drivetrain of a Honda Civic, they would know that that's actually not possible, is it, Don?
No.
No. It's only in Dom's head.
Especially if it's a rear-wheel drive car.
That's right. Yes, it's very difficult to do that.
But now, back to what I was saying before Twat showed up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I missed my boy being on the top step of the podium.
Yes.
It sucked going winless last year.
Let's have a look and see if there's any Hamilton bashing going on in the chat while I've got you here. We've done that one.
Whatever. I've been a Hamilton fan since before he was a rookie. So
let's have a look and see if we got anything. I want a lot. We've done that one. Matthew says Hamilton or Russell, who finishes higher. I say Hamilton. Not sure George can match Lewis's consistency. There you go. What do you think about that?
Well, if the season continues like that, I know it's early. I mean,
yeah.
But
Of course, Russell had the engine failure, so it's pretty difficult to work out where he would have been in that race. So it's, yeah. Now, Will F1 Gaming says Russell is better than Hamilton at this point. He also says Hamilton is not the driver he was between 2014 and 2020. Hamilton has been found out now. He doesn't have a winning car. There you go. What do you reckon?
part of me agrees. But I just wish Mercedes listened to Lewis when he told him that this was a shit car design last year. That we needed to Lewis basically told him that we need to get rid of this car design.
That's true. Matthew says, am I the only F1 fan who likes both Hamilton and Alonso? I think you are, Matt. I think you are. Now, Will says, let's be honest, Verstappen will win the title with 4 races to go like last year. So no one will be bothered about Las Vegas, to be honest. Yeah, I agree with you there, Will. I think once the championship's done, people aren't really going to have much enthusiasm for Las Vegas, considering it's right at the end and at such a ridiculous start time as well. I think, yeah, it's gonna be, as I said, it's just going to be a shit show of a race, and we'll have to get it out of the way and move on to Abu Dhabi and be done with it. And just to finish on that point, Will F1 says, and you'll like this one, Lewis Hamilton is a washed-up world champion. There you go, Will F1. You've stunned Don into silence. He can't even answer that question.
What was that, Dave? Hold on. I was sending a text. I had a text.
Oh, that's all right. I thought Will had stunned you to silence. He says Lewis Hamilton is a washed-up world champion. Says Will F1.
I wouldn't say washed up. I mean, he's still competing for podiums, and I mean, for how bad the Mercedes really is. I mean, I wouldn't say washed up. I mean, yeah, he's getting older. He's not the same Lewis Hamilton that I would say 2014. I mean, for example, but I will say I think he only does have a couple more years left tops.
Yeah, and he's not. He's definitely not going to do a Fernando Alonso, is he? And leave the sport for a couple of years and then come back. That's not Lewis's mindset, is it? Will also says the Mercedes is second best car on some tracks. Yeah, I agree with you there, Will. I think it is second best car at the moment. It's certainly doing better than Ferrari, who seem to be having a 5th and 6th place finish every time at the moment, once again, like it's been for the few years, apart from last year when they looked promising at the start of the season and then buggered it all up again. Anyway, I'm going to wrap up the stream. So I'd just like to say thank you, Don, for being on the show tonight. I'm sorry that I subjected you to Dom, but you know, what can you say? What can you say? So anyway, thanks for joining us tonight. I don't know if you're still there, or I'm not quite sure. You see, seems to have a perplexed look on his face. I'm not quite sure whether he's actually with us in mind or body. I don't. Are you there? Hello, Don.
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, you're here. Hello. I just said I'm just going to wrap up the stream now. So thanks for joining me tonight.
Yeah, no problem. I'll see.
And I'll see you on Monday.
See everyone.
Okay.
Yeah,
thanks, everyone.
Singapore.
Yep. See you. Thanks from everyone in the chat. See you late. Well, I'll be back in a moment. But anyway, thanks, Dom. I will catch you later on. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Later.
We finally got someone on the line. I do apologise for Dom there, but there you go. But yeah, we finally got some people to talk on Hookster Talks, because that's what it's called, Hookster Talks. But mostly it's just me talking. But we did get someone. We got 2, in fact. Well done. Let's go to the chat before we go. Matthew says, nice result for Liverpool stopping Arsenal from getting 3 points. Someone needs to stop them from winning the league, please. Okay, there's a personal message from Matt there to anyone who knows about football. Arsenal without N, A and L spells arse, says Will F1 Gaming. Thank you for that contribution, Will. Thank you very much. Matthew says, does Dominic have a new music YouTube channel? I thought I saw your church band when I looked up your name on YouTube. Oh, I'm not quite sure. He may have. He's in a church band, so he may have. Yes, it might be him. Will F1 Gaming says, oh, we looked at that. He also says, Dom is a melt. Nothing more to say than that. I will pass that message on to him. Will F1 Gaming. Dominic, you are a melt. Anyway, thanks everyone for watching the stream tonight. I've managed to do 1 hour and 31 minutes of nothingness because I really had nothing to talk about. But I just saw this Pit Stop Boys thing and I run with it. And we managed to get an hour and a half once again out of it with everything else going on as well, which is pretty usual on these podcasts. Yes, unlike possibly the Pit Stop Boys, there's no script in front of me. Look, I've got nothing. I've got no script. I'm not running for a script. This is all live, and it all just comes out of my brain. All comes out of my brain because at my age, there's a lot of stuff in there. A lot of stuff to communicate. A lot of stuff. Yeah, I don't need to write things down because I know the answers. I also know that Nico Rosberg won the championship in 2016. Yeah, melts. Yeah, bloody melts. Anyway, I'm going to go back to talking to a stuffed bear now. Yes. It's my claim to fame. Thanks so much for watching tonight, everyone. You've been awesome as always. From me and Mr. TB the Bear, everyone's favourite bear. I will see you later, and I will see you next on Sunday for the all seasons clear mode. Clear mode. Yes, indeedy, Mr. McGreedy. Oh, God. Oh, hello, Drum's in the chat. Hello, Drum. Yeah, you're still here. He must have 1% of battery now. He switched it off for a minute and it's recovered 1% of his battery. Bye, Hookster. Yes, bye, Drum Tank. His battery will go before he gets to see the message again. But yes, so go check out Dominic Orlando's channel. Go check out Plynal Plessy's. Go check out everyone's channel because that's what I do around here. I like to promote other people. I don't like to promote myself. I can't be bothered with that, to be honest. But promoting other people, that's what I'm here for. And you have been awesome tonight. You really have. Thanks for everyone in the comments. Because, yes, unlike some other channels, I do look at the comments and I react to every single comment that I'm exposed to. Yes, if YouTube sends me the comment. Sometimes it doesn't. And so I don't get to see them. And I apologise in advance for that if you've sent me a comment. And if you've sent me a long comment and I haven't replied to it, don't get upset. Don't get upset and say, well, why didn't you reply to my comment? Why I spent ages on that. Don't get upset. It means I didn't see it. The moment I see a comment, I reply to it. That is a fact. 100% fact for Hookster. The moment I see a comment, I reply to it. If I don't see a comment, I can't reply to it. It's not my fault. Not my fault. So keep them comments rushing in. Rush them in. Yes, rush them in. All seasons, keep the comments in. This one, keep the comment. Everything, just keep the comments in. As soon as I see them, I will reply to them. Even if it's a day later or 2 days, I will reply to them. But if I don't see them, don't get upset. I have seen a few comments that people sent me about 3 years ago. Really long comments as well, and I didn't see it. YouTube decided to send it to me 3 years later, and I didn't. That annoys me. That really annoys me because I think you've taken the time to go to your keyboard or your tablet or whatever to type all this out. And this comment was huge, absolutely huge. And I didn't even reply to it. And I expect the person thought, well, bugger you then. Bugger you, Hookster. Bugger you. So, yes, I apologise for YouTube being YouTube. But that is what happens sometimes. So yeah, keep the comments coming. If I see them, I will reply to them. So don't get upset if I don't, because it's not my fault. It's YouTube's fault. Anyway, that's enough of this personal message from Dave. It's time to say bye-bye. Thank you, everyone, for watching tonight. And enjoy the next 2 weeks with no F1. Boo-hoo, boo-hoo. Yes, boo-hoo. I don't know if I'll be back next week, because I don't... Unless a story comes up. Unless we get a story about F1 that comes up, I will be back next week. But if I can't find anything at all, then I'll have a week off, and I'll see you back for the start of the next Grand Prix at the end of April. So yes, you have been awesome as always, and I'll catch you in the next video. Thank you, and good nighty.